This was a setup we got yesterday on US 30, and this is the result. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to trail your stops when you get trade setups like this in order to lock in your profits. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I have a free mentorship program. Link will be in the description. Let's jump into the video. So before we even look at the trailer, we need to understand where our entry is and what happens after we enter a trade. So if we look at this setup, we had a failed breakout on Friday that gave us the sell signal on Monday. Now on Monday, we were looking for an opportunity to sell high, and we got that setup in the New York session. So as usual, step number 1 is identify our timing window. Step number 2 is draw the high and the low of the day prior to the session. So this is the high of the day prior to 8 a.m. Now, the first hour being from 8 to 8:45 broke out of the high of the day. So that means we extend our high to that new high of the day. And then we look for a breakout. Now this big candle at 9:30, this is the breakout, and this is what we call a stop hunt. Once we got this candle, we go back and look for our 1, 2, 3. And our 1, 2, 3, as I've explained in every video that I am putting out right now, it looks like this. An N if we are at the high of the day. So an N being this move is this move here, and then this number 2. So this is number 1, this is number 2, number 2 is these 3 candles here, and number 3 is the breakout move. Once we see we have that, then we know the next candle after the breakout, if it closes bearish, that is our entry. Entry is at the close of that candle, our stop above that high, and we are targeting the low of the day. Now, as you can see, this trade is quite large and it requires a lot of mental effort, just observing the fluctuations in your P&L. So we need to know that we have locked in some of the profits as the trade is evolving. So how do we do that effectively? So if we look at our example here, if say we are selling, when we are selling, we are expecting price to continue making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, back to the low of the day. So if, say for example, this is our entry here, this line is the entry, then every time price breaks out of a lower low, like that. So if it breaks out, creates a new higher high and breaks out again, we move our stops above that high. If price breaks out again and gives us another break in structure, we move our stops to that level. If it breaks out again, gives us a retest and then a break in structure, we continue trailing like that, placing it a few pips above the most recent high. For example, this is the entry here. Now, price breaks out of this level and gives us this higher high. So you can move your stops to that high. Again, price gives us another higher high and then breaks structure. So now we can move again our stops from that level to this level, like that. Then price again gives us another higher high and breaks down. So as it's breaking down, once it breaks down this level here, we can move our stops now to there. And then this move was the move that hit TP. Now for us, we had put our stops above this level here because we used 5-minute time frame to look at how the candles were forming, but we got stopped out halfway into the trade. We got about 75 pips from the trade, and the trade had a potential of about 150 pips. So the biggest lesson we have learned from this trade is to use the 15-minute time frame to adjust our stops. If you got value from today's video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.